A dream to spin fire, the NFT and other, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer, from new mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel, Web3s and trees, show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets
GMs, guys.
watching with precision. Stories from
April 22nd. But it's Tuesday. Okay, all right, get my bearings here. Hope you guys are great. Continues to be spicy out there. We'll say that. Murray GM's Red Dollar. Good morning, man. Good to see you, boys. Smash the like on the show wherever you're watching. Yo, over on Abstract on X, over on YouTube. Link to Abstract in the chat here now. You can follow over there. Dude, we broke 100. Just noticed that. Really, really cool. Okay, 100 followers on Abstract. I'm going to get to the follows back over there. But if you're not following, definitely do it over there. There's some new features coming over on Abstract here soon, too. You can already make clips, but more features coming soon. Waiting to get, I think, an announcement coming from Saigar here this week. Looking forward to that stuff. It's XP Day over there as well. Lots of good stuff. Drop King, Boss, good morning, guys. Great to see you. Hey, subscribe over here on YouTube as well. It's Crypto Slam on YouTube. If you can't catch the live shows, you guys know the spiel. You catch the replays. You catch them right over here. We have the morning chain reactor in the afternoon, the swarm report, some fun stuff coming up over there. Cats and Cutie, good morning, boys. Also, you can follow me on X, Hudah_idiot, Crypto Slam IO. That's the big one. Follow that bad boy. And of course, Slam AI. Check the light paper out at slamai.xyz. And the Swarm_AI, our flagship AI agent. Man, I'm excited. We have our used to be a daily stand-up. Now it's a once or twice a week stand-up, and it's where I can get caught up on developments. And man, am I looking forward to catching up on the Swarm and find out what I can share with you guys. But you know, the virtuals, ACP, Swarms are coming really, really soon. In fact, virtuals just had their hackathon complete yesterday, announced their winners, and a few of those winners look like they're also coming into the autonomous hedge fund trading DAO, which is pretty damn awesome. Yeah, Cutie, that might be coming. That might be here. No sleep season bull market. Yeah. It feels like, and we're going to talk quite a bit about that today here. It feels like, and we'll say maybe, it's getting close to banana zone time. We'll see. We've had these false alarms before, but this one's got some technicals. This one has some very specific reasons, some leading indicators that tell us, yeah, we're heading into that territory. It's then a question of how deep do we go? How high? How long does it last? But there's a lot set up for, man, a really awesome couple months here, and that's all I'm planning, or I'll say betting on right now. Couple months. Great action. I still think the best part of the cycle is later this year, possibly. I don't know if everybody else agrees here, but into next year. I think next year might actually be what really, really surprises people. We'll see. But the setup is here. Jazz, good morning. Setup is here. We have Paul Atkins officially sworn in as the new SEC chair. It's official. The man's got his work cut out for him, but this is one of those pieces now in place that brings us where we know we're heading. But it doesn't happen without somebody like this at that position. So Paul Atkins official, which is great. Man, can't discount the uncertainty out there for sure. And this is something that can change all of our thoughts and plans about where the market's going. It's the trade war. It's tariffs. It's, are these deals happening or are they not happening? Fog, good morning. I'm assuming they're happening. I'm assuming behind the scenes trade deals are I assume they're going well, and guys, they may not be. They may not be. I don't think we've heard any indications that they actually are, because the news that does come out is something like this. Mexico's president saying there's no agreement. There's no agreement, and the market hates it. I think we heard Japan coming out with a statement saying they don't even know what the U.S. wants. We have no asks. I'm not sure if that's true either. Just like we're engaged in this battle of words, they are too. It's how you position yourself publicly. I think we just want tariffs lowered. I'm sure there's other things as well, but you know what I've learned is I just don't trust any words out there. We trust when things actually happen, and we trust our instinct. My instinct still tells me things are going to get pretty darn awesome here. I think starting right now, you'll see it when we look at crypto, but you guys are pretty keyed in. You see it. Now that uncertainty here, actually part of it's great for us. Part of it, trade war, tariffs. Yep. But crypto, there's nothing more destabilizing, more volatile too. Yeah. But there's nothing more disruptive than crypto. It's why we love it so much. We planned on it disrupting the world. We did. Yeah. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds hyperbolic when you say it, but it's true. We knew it can do that. We were planning out. We're betting on it. We've all got financial bets that crypto is going to do that thing. You have the European Central Bank coming out and saying that, yeah, Trump's pro-crypto stance could, man, I like this, trigger financial contagion. Yeah, to stabilize Europe's economy. I like that. Yeah, that selfishly, I really like it. ECB fears that a surge in US-backed stablecoins could lead to a flight of European capital into the US. Yeah, selfishly, I think it's pretty damn great. Let me zoom that in. That's probably hard to read. I think it's great. Because that's just going to force everybody else to adopt crypto too. It's coming. It's an undeniable thing. It's coming. I cannot wait. And Bitcoin. It's a grown-up now. Bitcoin turned 18. If you're new tuning in here, when I say Bitcoin turned 18, I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. Bitcoin grew up. Bitcoin became an adult. And now everybody's talking about it. Everybody's saying it, with more grown-up terms. People talk about it like they're, some proper adults. Bitcoin decoupling, though, from other markets, from the NASDAQ. This is now a mainstream conversation. Everybody is now noticing finally that Bitcoin is different. So the thing we saw coming years ago, it's being realized now. Again, everyone else slow to realize. Well, actually, guys, this is why we have such an advantage. We usually see these things before the rest. We talk about them. They talk about it weeks, sometimes months later. Let's check out this clip and let me reshare my screen so you can hear audio. But so you can hear how mainstream news is talking about Bitcoin right now. And they are saying what we're saying. Okay. Any issues with audio, by the way, when I start this, just let me know in the chat here. We had some trouble lately.
Welcome back. Not a lot of green on the screen today, as you know. However, you probably didn't look at Bitcoin. Tanae McKeel did, and she's here. It's up 3%. What do you make of the way that this has been trading? It's decoupled, obviously, from the NASDAQ, which was a trend for a while. How do you see it?
Something that people were looking for all month, because if you go back to earlier this month, it really was trading in line with stocks. It just was not seeing the big, pops and drops that one, we're used to seeing out of Bitcoin. And two, it is outperforming the S&P. It has not really caught up with gold, the leading safe haven. But I think you are seeing evidence, not just, I think that the obvious and easy narrative would be that we're talking about Fed independence today. So Bitcoin is kind of acting as that hedge against, political uncertainty. But I also think that it's not just enthusiasm, it's also exhaustion. You're seeing investors wanting to, get back into risk, but just maybe not the type of risk that's tied to earnings or Fed policy.
You got a quick thought?
I do. Look, you've got a...
It is interesting that Bitcoin still is a risk asset, right? Highly, highly speculative, but it's out of the speculative assets, maybe the safest, maybe with the most upside. Like often when you're looking at different, hey, let's throw it in degen terms. You're looking at meme coins, or you're looking at NFTs, and you're trying to pick something that's got the best, risk reward, right? You're doing your due diligence in your own ways, right? Sometimes it's less technical, sometimes it's gut and instinct and feel, but you're looking for something that for the reward, it's worth the risk, or that the risk is very small. Maybe the upside's smaller, or you find those gems here and there where the risk is smaller and the upside happens to be huge. And those are fun ones to play. Bitcoin is checking a lot of those boxes right now. Everybody feels what the upside is here on Bitcoin. The risk seems to diminish almost by the day, especially with this administration here, but the adoption that's coming here to crypto. So Bitcoin, I think, only gets more and more appealing here. And as we see it holding steady and starting to price go up, I think it could accelerate in a way that'll probably catch people off guard, maybe in the same way that Bitcoin decoupling here has caught people off guard again. It's happening. It's noticeable. You see it in charts. People are talking about it. And I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I'll mention, because I don't know where else to fit this. But as people are coming for Bitcoin, no doubt. Strategy companies all over the world are accumulating Bitcoin. It'll get very spicy when it's not just Bitcoin reserves. Really, really interesting. So I have to point out this company, Upexi, stock up over 300% because they announced plans to spend maybe almost $100 million on building a Solana treasury. Interesting. More and more of that. Oh, dude, I got to switch the screen. My bad, guys. There we go. We'll see more of that. We'll see more tokens. It's going to be, man, it's going to get really, really wild out there over the next few months. Yeah. But really, we're talking about years. And just to start, wow, guys. Peeking at crypto right now. Oh, this is beautiful. Bitcoin over 89K. All right, so my prediction yesterday, I think, is going to happen as soon as probably today. I have a feeling today. I said I think we'll see Bitcoin over 90K this week. We're almost there, guys. 89.3. What an incredible thing to be looking at right now. And I don't think it's going to slow down. In fact, I think people are going to look. FOMO happens. We've learned those TradFi guys are nothing but shitcoin traders too. When it comes down to it, most of the value in, well, to be honest, stocks, there's a lot of mimetic value there too. Most of the value in the cryptos is mimetic as well. We look at ETH and that kind of fees they bring in daily, it's nothing. These valuations are crazy. And so I think FOMO kicks in with Bitcoin, especially, guys. How long has it been since we had an announcement from Trump or the SEC, the United States government, about pro-crypto policy? We haven't had it. If you think about it, guys, it's been, let's say, weeks. But it's been a minute since we had our executive order for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, the digital asset stockpile. It's been a minute since we had announcements like that. Any kind of bullish comments could absolutely send Bitcoin. And I think that we're getting into that territory where it's moving based kind of on fundamentals. It's a reaction to the market, but also I think news could send it. I think it might. ETH over 1,600, Ripple 211, Solana 141. Look at that. Oh, man, incredible things right now. Again, I think we'll see Bitcoin in 90K. Will it be today? I obviously hope so. But I do think this week, minus any, super bearish news we might get from anywhere, and there's so many places it can come from these days. But yeah, I would make that bet. We see 90K this week, and where do we top? I don't think there is a target in mind right now. There's not. Realistically, look, you can do TA, and you could probably find the right level. You could probably find the appropriate level that we're probably targeting here. But I tell you, man, tariffs being such a wild card and this adoption by our government to be, I don't know if I think the potential is much, much more probably than people are thinking right now. We'll see. We will see. By the way, well, let's do ETFs. We'll come back to just kind of more thoughts on what's coming here. But I just want to keep reminding people that the real run starts when policy is implemented. And the timing might be perfect here. We'll get into this when we talk M2. Right now, we'll look at ETFs, and man, a monster day for the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. 381 mil in inflows. The single best day for Bitcoin inflows or total flows since January. A monster of a day. This is showing you those TradFi guys. They are different investors. And now they're racing to Bitcoin. And we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye and see if something has changed here where they're, again, gold's getting pricey. Gold's all-time high. Bitcoin is not. You've got a lot of upside on your Bitcoin. So we'll keep our eye and see if this continues throughout the week. I have a feeling it will. On the ETH side, no such luck. Man, you just can't get wins over there. Dimok, good morning over on Abstract, and hang on. Danish? Danis, good morning. Sorry, I got to give more love on the Abstract side. I appreciate you guys all tuning in over there. But yeah, ETH. What can you do? What can you say? ETH is going through some growing pains. Actually, ETH is going through some shrinking pains, man. It's a different game now. And I'm sorry, there's just nothing like Bitcoin. Anyway, you see ETH, 25.4 mil in outflows yesterday. When will it turn around? Back to Paul Atkins. Okay, sworn in yesterday officially, but the ceremony's today. This is awesome. Man, I would love to stream this. Can't happen, but an official swearing in ceremony takes place today. It'll be live. Trump in the Oval Office. Man, it's so cool. So cool. This is a big moment. It's a really, really big moment for crypto. It is. And that man has got his work cut out for him. My goodness, guys, 72 crypto-related ETFs waiting for him. And I think he's going to fast track them. But, okay, let's be fair. That's just a lot of hopium, but a lot of ETFs are coming, guys. Ripple, Litecoin, Solana, Pengu. Yeah, I think we got that Pengu ETF that may get that fast track as well. Remember, there's NFTs in that ETF, which is wild. Doge. We'll probably see some stuff that surprises people there too. Some coins that kind of come out of left field that end up having ETFs applied for, right? The filings for these ETFs and then actually approved. I think it'll shock people. Yo, hang on. I need to tweet the show. I'm so bad at that, man. Let me get this show pushed out there, and I'll drop it in the chat if you guys throw some love on it. Would be awesome. Oh, dude, and I load up X, and what do I see? I see Good Vibes Club. Yes, we're going to talk about them. You better believe it. Yeah, we'll do. Guys, I bought another one yesterday. I've got a wild ass spidey sense feeling about those. Still, even at this price. Spoiler, they're over 0.5 now. Got as high as I think 0.55. Big things coming for those guys. They'll be over an ETH during this cycle. Beyond that, hey, I think they got much bigger potential. Over an ETH this cycle, easy. Okay, ETF still 72. In those 72 ETFs, well, we're going to add a couple to that at some point soon because we will get a Trump ETF. It's official this morning. This was reported on maybe a month plus ago that Trump was working with Crypto.com for some ETF launches. That now official. That is happening. So we'll see probably the Trump token. Will we see a basket of NFTs included there? Probably. I'm going to guess, yeah. And remember, Trump has a game, an NFT or crypto game coming out. Similar, it sounds like, to Monopoly Go. So like a digital real estate game. Smart. I'm sorry, dude. Smart. Call it grifty. Yes, it's absolutely that too, but smart. And like I say, there's a lot of noise out there, so follow the people who know. He happens to know what his plans are, and you follow what he's doing. All in on crypto. All in on crypto. Now, okay, sorry. That blasted in my ears. You probably didn't hear it. I'm going to show this on screen. I don't have a comment about it because I don't know if this is actually accurate, but we are heading into global M2 talk. And Marty Party putting out a chart yesterday showing that liquidity in China took a nosedive. This is last night. Now, I've seen some people explain it as like a conversion issue. I don't know if it's true. I show it because, well, it's out there. I've not seen this really catch. I'm not seeing other people tweet about it or talk about it. It could be a giant nothing burger. It could be. Because we also have charts showing the flip side of this is like Japan and they're spiking. I don't know. I'll put it out there so it's on people's radar. If you want to dive in further, have at it. And if you learn something, let us know. But caught my eyes. But global M2 is what I care about here. And Virtual Bacon, who I like a lot. I've grown to really like this account. Sharing some words of wisdom. Raoul Powell chiming in here as well. But saying, look, yeah, global M2, and that is what's driving everything with Bitcoin right now. Let's say the tariffs too, yeah. But M2, it's that leading indicator. Without fail, Bitcoin follows M2, global money supply. But Bacon here pointing out, and it seems like he's completely right about this, altcoins don't follow or respect global M2. It's a Bitcoin exclusive correlation here. And so let's listen to his words here. And it's important to note that global M2 is different from global liquidity. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. But Let's hear what Mr. Bacon has to say here.
This is why it's so important to get this right. Understand what metric you are looking at on your tracker. Are you looking at M2 money supply, where it takes into account the top 4 central banks and other countries' M2, basically how much money they have printed overall? If you are looking at this, this is a signal for Bitcoin and Bitcoin alone. Now, if you're looking at Ethereum's performance, Solana's performance, any other altcoin, or overall altcoin season performance, you cannot look at M2 money supply alone. You need to look at the other side of the equation, which is the Federal Reserve, other central banks' liquidity conditions. This is not the money supply. The central bank liquidity part of this whole equation is what matters for the altcoin cycles. And this is why, depending on what you're looking at, you may be right in tracking M2, but other times you are completely wrong in using M2 for altcoins. So the next time you hear about global liquidity mixed in conjunction with M2 money supply, just know that there's a big difference between the two when it comes to Bitcoin cycles versus altcoin cycles. This is great news for...
Okay, we'll stop it there, but there you go. There's the explanation. And there is a difference, guys. Well, you know what? Let's do Raoul Powell's comment, and we'll speak on M2 versus global liquidity. But Raoul Powell chiming in, saying the global liquidity has an 87% correlation with Bitcoin. Again, not altcoins. Not altcoins. Raoul Powell saying the same thing. They're all echoing each other at this point here. Think about it like this, though. Global M2 is like, let's see if we can think of a crypto analogy. It's like you having stablecoins, any crypto in your wallet. It's there, but it's not in play. It's not in the market. That liquidity isn't trickling down to the next person. That's not you buying an NFT and selling it and redeploying your money into the next thing. It's not working its way to other people yet, as opposed to total liquidity, which is that money in play, right? It's the Fed. Right, with it's treasuries, it's loans to banks, right? It's money that's actually in action, in play. It's different from it sitting on the sideline where it's, in theory, you got all this money there. It's not being spent. It's not being put to work. For some reason, Bitcoin moves just based on M2. I wish I could explain that, why that is, why just Bitcoin, but I think it has more to do with it's a different kind of asset. The setup is there, guys. The setup is right there. We've looked at this often. We look at that M2 chart, and there's different offsets here. Here's Colin showing two of these offsets, a 78-day offset and a 108-day offset. No matter which one you look at, it's very, very clear Bitcoin is heading, up and to the right, and it's going to do it maybe even violently. Now it's a question of when. And last week we were talking about it and saying it looks like it's right now. It's imminent. It's any day now. And if you go by that 78-day offset, we're right at the start of that. If you use the 108-day offset, we may have a few more days, maybe even a couple of weeks more of this sideways trading. And during that time, you have, periods like now where Bitcoin's up a few percent and then down a few percent before it makes that strong move up. But either way, that strong move up is coming. I think we're all hoping it's right here, right now. And it might be. It might be. Again, if you look at the chart, they both line up pretty damn well. And at that point, I think it doesn't matter how closely you nail it. You're either in now before it or you're not. It's coming. It's coming, and I'm glad we're all here for it. Okay, I want to hear from you guys about, let me knock out this Circle comment. This is actually awesome. We talk about stablecoins a lot because it's they're so important. So important. Stables Act probably is passed this summer. Probably is passed within a couple of months here, which is the most bullish thing we have in all of crypto. Remember the Trump's getting into stablecoins as well. They launched a stablecoin. Again, I listen to what they say and I watch what they do. And they're into stablecoins, their own stablecoin from World Liberty Financial. But Circle with a big announcement yesterday, and this is part of what mass adoption is going to look like. It'll be driven by stablecoins and something exactly like this. Circle announced a Circle Payments Network. Okay. No longer just the stable coin, as in, your digital dollar. Nice and safe and backed, each USDC backed by $1. It's awesome. But a much more robust system now that truthfully they didn't have to build out if they didn't, somebody else would have, but they got it. They know what's coming. So this, what's it called again? Circle Payments Network. Man, this is what we've been missing. Invoice payments, remittances, treasury services, payroll and contractor payouts. When we get the Stables Act passed, it will not shock me to see a whole different kind of adoption to crypto. A whole different, it's something that just, it makes everything we've done over the past decade plus look like warm up, like a beta, like practice. Because I'm wondering if the Stables Act is passed and all of a sudden your employer, if they now have the option through somebody like Circle now, Circle Payments Network, to pay you in USDC, if that becomes normalized. And the further we get, years down the road, a year down the months or whatever, but the further we get, the more this will become normal and people will get paid in stable coins. That's coming. And it only comes when you have systems like this in place, and it's coming. It's announced. It's official. When does it go live, though? Let's see. Do we have any kind of time frame for this being live? But man, big deal. Big deal. And I hope this doesn't go under the radar. I don't imagine it will. But this is one of the biggest announcements we've had yet for crypto this year. It really is that big. It really is that big. So Stables Act passed, hopefully this summer, and it's game on. And that's what I think leads to the best part of this run. The best part, the real banana zone. While I think we're heading to, maybe there now, maybe. I'm not convinced that happens till we get legislation. And when that comes, Stables Act, Genius Act, and systems like this in place, that's it. Now that's the real banana zone. That's us finally blowing way past all-time high. Way past, what did we hit? 109, 110? I think 109. Way past 109. That is when we start talking about 150K Bitcoin. That's when we start getting super speculative and start talking about maybe 200K Bitcoin. Maybe it gets crazier. Maybe. But that conversation only happens when those bills are passed and that systems are there to onboard people, and it's coming. Man, boss. It's just a matter of time for that. I saw a great write-up yesterday. If we have time, we'll go over it. But a great write-up yesterday talking about that Ordinals ecosystem. I'm with that too, by the way. I don't think 300K is crazy. I don't think it's crazy at all. No, let me say this. It is crazy, and I think it's doable. Even maybe this cycle, but it just depends if we get like it's like the best case scenario would be that. And it's possible. Hood's good to see you, man. Okay. Hang on. Lost my train of thought here. Stable coins and mass adoption. Yeah. Oh, Ordinals. Right. Saw a great write-up, an article on X talking about Ordinals and just the poor community. You're right. Just the quality of the community on Bitcoin and everybody's screaming how early we are. And it's a great write-up and everything about it was right. But I feel like the article is pointing out that it's like a mistake to run with just that narrative and that it might not be early. Like early to assets on Bitcoin, yeah, but it's not early to digital assets. It's not early to, using Bitcoin itself. Interesting article, and I still think people are missing, because it's so obvious, they're missing the very obvious thing. It is as simple as collectibles on Bitcoin. It is literally that simple. And I think that one you can just left curve completely and be fine. I think so. Quick shout out to Fartcoin, which is, guys, ripping. Absolutely ripping. In fact, let's peek on Deck Screener. Also random, but I don't think that Trump token was hurt by the unlock last week at all. I've not heard any news on that. Maybe we'll peek at that later too. But yeah, Fartcoin back over $1 billion. This is, man, what a wild thing we're looking at. You talk about certain assets decoupling. Man, Fartcoin's decoupled from everything as well. Fartcoin over $1 billion again. Tell you this, man, AIXBT still not a fan. AIXBT, here's what's tricky. You can't trust it because it's not tweeting based on, not purely on data. He takes things on X and he just kind of reshapes it and tweets it out. He might not be right, but AIXBT says things like, well, very specifically, he said there's like 42 wallets that manipulate this. I don't know if that's true. Again, I think he says a lot of things that are just like completely factually untrue. But it doesn't surprise me if there are a handful of whales in like low liquidity environments that really, really can move this price. That doesn't surprise me one bit. So risky asset, fuck yes, this is. Tons of upside still, potentially, yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, if we get that banana zone for Bitcoin, could Fartcoin be a $3 or $5 billion coin? Yeah. It definitely could. Risky as hell. Let's take a peek at the NFT market. Heads up, guys. Newsletter drops this afternoon. Maybe this morning. No, this afternoon. If you guys are not subscribed, let me know in the chat and I'll drop a link so you can subscribe. That's a weekly newsletter. Working to make that a daily newsletter. But peeking at the NFT market here yesterday, just over 13 mil in cross-chain sales. Sellers are down, buyers are down, transactions down very, very slightly. Trade profits, honestly, looking better. 600,000 in the negative, so much better than we had been looking at for the past many, many, many weeks. 1-2 mil in the negative. A stretch like this where we're half of that, we'll take it. We'll definitely take it. Your top collections. Let's refresh that. Let's see who's moving this market here. I think probably no surprises here. That one's interesting. Ooh. Courtyard's on top, followed by D-Market. We'll skip that guy. Guardian Heroes, CryptoPunks, Zora, Airdrop Pass. Something tells me that's a little sus. I don't know. Maybe I'll dig into that later, but something tells me that is not legit. I don't think Zora has an Airdrop Pass, but we do have the Zora TGE coming, and I do want to get into that. Man, that is one of the weirdest things I've seen, and I use Zora. You guys saw over the weekend, I minted something on Zora, launched a content coin. I have a lot of thoughts about it. They're not all good thoughts. We got Pudgy Penguins and the Good Vibes Club. Shout out to those guys. We'll touch on them as well, and SMB. Good-looking leaderboard today, to be honest. I like it. Top sale in the past 24 hours, Autoglyph 168. 135,000 USDC. That's beautiful. I don't think that's alone. I think that's an actual sale here. Pudgy's on the move, some CryptoPunks. Yeah, all in all, really, really solid day. Solid. What's up, Mark? Mega GMs, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I want to hear from you guys then. Touch on NFTs right now, or do you guys want to do some Zora chat? I need to know, because either one's going to take a minute, like Zora especially. But Zora TGE is tomorrow. And it's a big one as far as man, is it spicy? Man, do people have thoughts about that? Like I said, I've got some thoughts too. They're not all good. I'm conflicted. I'll say that. Zora. One more person. Let me know Zora versus NFTs. In the meantime, I will show something. Which is, man, I think we called it. I think we called it. The Telegram is a space, an ecosystem to not miss. Those NFT stickers, guys, people are making some money over there. I'll blow through this real quick. I just want you guys to know, 40 mil in volume here in those Telegram stickers. Those are NFTs, guys. It's from brands like Pudgy Penguins. We saw a $4,000 sticker a couple days ago. That marketplace is up now, I believe. Here's another for $1,000. Here's a Bored Ape sticker for $2,300. Ton is a few bucks a coin, so I think we're talking in the thousands here too, guys. Like, these things are moving, and I think that means when we see these Telegram sticker drops, and I'll keep you up on them, I'm paying attention to those. When we see them, we play them. They're cheap. They're $20 or so. They're 10, 20, maybe let's even say 50. Let's go a little higher. $50, and people are out here flipping them for thousands. And I don't think the rest of, crypto Twitter has caught on to that yet. I'm pretty damn sure they haven't, because Telegram's a whole other audience. And I think people think stickers, whatever. And a lot of people don't even realize Pudgy Penguins put out official ones. And the Bored Apes, they're not official from Yuga Labs, but they're official licensed Bored Ape stickers, and they're moving. Doodle's got stickers. We will pay attention to that. And hopefully we get some wins there. All right, let's do Zora. Man, this is a weird thing. All right. Okay, so Zora. Let's even pull up the platform, get a good view on it. Okay, so Zora TGE is tomorrow. Here, fitting. We'll go here. You're looking at Zora. This is used to be NFT marketplace over on Base. And at some point within the past, let's say 12-ish months, they transitioned from being an NFT marketplace to a platform where you still mint your content, like JPEG or video. I did a video, and it doesn't mint you an NFT. It mints you a fungible token, a billion supply fungible token. So essentially, I mint a piece of content, I mint a show, and I now have a billion supply meme coin. And you have Base out here as of just last week promoting this thing. In fact, Jesse Pollock from Base minted his own, and in fact, he keeps minting stuff. Coin everything, right? They want everything on chain. I get the spirit of it. I like the spirit of it. I'm that guy. Put it all on chain because why not? Right? That's always my argument. Why not? If it's cheap enough, why not? Because then down the road, you can decide if it was worth it or not. If you down the road realize you wish you did it, well, it's too late then. You could do it now, but maybe it's too late for something else a plan you could have implemented with it. But if you do it now, like, look, it can die. It can sit there and die. Like, blockchains are wastelands. There's all kinds of dead tokens everywhere. And so I'm definitely in that camp like Jesse and say, fuck it, just mint everything. That said, the argument out there is like personal responsibility on Jesse, saying you shouldn't be minting this stuff because people are going to go chase it. People are going to degen. People are going to go speculate on this stuff. And Jesse's like, who cares? That's on people. And he's right. Everybody's right in this scenario here. But where I start splintering off from Jesse is talking about, is this good for content creators? And we'll go over my experiment. We're also going to look at TGE, like some tokenomics and valuations, and it looks bad. We'll say that it looks bad. I think bad for creators. And it's this simple. We'll use myself as an example. Minted a show, and I think in total, based off of fees from trading it, made about $6, which is fine. That's actually decent because I compare it to YouTube where I make $2, $3, $4, $5 per video. If that, sometimes way less, right? Let's just say a couple bucks per video. Then on the abstract side, sometimes a couple bucks in tips. And here and there, you have really good days. Like when people are making money, they get really generous. Like the people are awesome like that. But a token on Base, launch that. Here, let's throw this up here. Launch it on Base, $6 in fees, and I get 1% of the token supply. So in theory, I could dump that token on everybody's head and kill the coin, but I make an extra $20, $30. So in theory, you make more money. But what do you do next time? What do you do next time? I made my $6. If I dump my tokens, do you think anybody buys any more content coins from me? If I mint another and another and another, if they want content creators to just make their content all on chain, who's buying it? At what point do people stop buying it because all you do is lose money? And if you buy the coin because you want to support the content creator, why would you want to buy a token where a fraction of it, like a tiny sliver of it, goes to the content creator? We're talking, let's say you buy $10 worth, maybe a penny of it goes to the content creator. The rest of it's fees to Zora, goes in the liquidity pool. It's just there. It's part of the market cap. It's part of the TVL, and people dump it. Well, it's worth nothing. So you lose your money buying it, in theory, and the content creator gets really little. Really little. I think NFTs are the way to go. NFTs are the way to go. As in, I mint an NFT collection. You buy that, almost all that money goes to me, the content creator. So if this is for content creators, man, it's not the best way to do it. Now, it's a more complicated conversation that we're not going to do it now, but there's so many other things you can do. If you can, as a content creator, find ways to build an ecosystem with all kinds of tokens, great. Someone will crack that code at some point. Bullish, you're exactly right. And Hoods, I appreciate you, man. 17 years, we're still trying to find a use case for crypto outside of a speculative store of value. Yep. And that's why I think blockchain great for preserving stuff. And the token is just, I like it, a way to capture attention, to monetize attention. Again, I like it all. But if we're talking value for the holder and value for the content creator, I'm sorry, I don't think fungible tokens is it. As a one-off, sure. Like I said yesterday, what I'm going to do is next time I get whitelists, and I hope it's something awesome. You guys know we get some good whitelists. When it's NFT season, we're going to get great whitelists. We always do. And so what I'll do is, for that coin, I'll sell them in that token. Like, hey, you want a whitelist guaranteed, spend, 10,000 to, I don't know what number, right? I'm just throwing out random number, but we'll sell it for that token. But again, now if I'm into another collection, how do you keep giving utility and value back to people from that? And all that out the window, if you have a viral show or tweet, or right, all that out the window, people buy it because it's got attention. They're playing the speculation game. But all of this to say, man, fungible tokens for content feels like you're really shoehorning it in. Feels like a really forced narrative. And that's when we get into this kind of maybe dirty side of it, where it feels like Base and Jesse are talking about this right now, guys, just to promote the Zora TGE. That's it. We didn't know Zora TGE was even coming, man. We didn't know it was coming until just like a day or two ago. But now we learned, and let's pull it up here. But Zora token launches tomorrow. If you're trading, hey, man, you might make some money. Because I minted one, I'll probably get a little Zora. Probably a couple bucks worth. And like I said, let me set all this up still too. The fees I earned, because that was just an experiment, I'm giving that away. I'm going to raffle the fees away. I didn't do this to make money, and we're talking a couple bucks, but that might get us a little Zora token drop. Besides the point. The point is, it feels like Base was just trying to bring attention to Zora ahead of TG, because Base are big investors in Zora. Like big investors in Zora. Sorry, guys. It feels like a vapor token. It feels like vapor. It feels like there's nothing there. They raised $60 million for this token at a $600 million valuation, and they describe Zora, this token, as a token for fun. It's a meme coin. It's a shit coin. It's not a utility coin. I think all that's fine. I think it's all fine, but man, I think they're building out something that they're just trying to make up a narrative. They're trying to invent a reason for it to exist. It didn't live. It couldn't continue to live as an NFT marketplace. So they pivot to a pump fun style token launchpad. I love the spirit of trying things. I love it. I do. You guys know I say it all the time. Put it all on chain. Try whatever. Just do it. Just do stuff. You'll figure out if it works or not. And at some point down the road, you might find out there's some really cool things you can do with your assets now. But again, this feels so forced, and it feels so like manipulative to pump this last week the way they did with Zora TGE coming tomorrow for a token that's just for fun. Sorry, I agree. Whoever just said dump that coin, I'm with you. Actually, a lot of good comments. 90K Bitcoin. Boom. Hang on. We're switching to that real quick. Breaking news. You may not see it on screen yet, but we broke 90K Bitcoin. Nostradamus here calling that 90K mark yesterday. I mean, I'm sorry, that was really easy to call. Hoods, let me peek for your DM here. But dude, okay. Let's do another prediction. Hoods, what'd you send me here? What is that? Is that me, you fucking crazy bastard? Is that me? Dude, what the hell? Oh, I love that, man. What is that? Did you make me into a joint? Dude, that's awesome. That is incredible. Yo, I'm going to make that my my banner. Dude, if you can make, I don't want you to have to do more work, but if you can make that Twitter banner format, dude, I'll rock that thing. That's awesome. Dude, that's awesome. Oh, man, do I love that. Thank you very much, sir. Dude, incredible. So cool. All right. 90K Bitcoin. Okay, prediction. Let's just have fun. Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to hit 100 this week, but I'll tell you, man, if it hits 100, I won't be shocked. I think, look, Gold continues to hit all-time highs over and over and over. New all-time highs multiple times. I don't think we're ready to push Bitcoin all-time highs yet, but I won't be surprised to see us push near 100K. Whatever is I don't know what our next resistance level is. Maybe it's like 93. I don't know. Whatever that is absolutely in play, like right here, right now, today, later this week. Yeah. But I definitely see a scenario where we go test 100. It could be this week. And if it's not this week, it's in the next few weeks. It's the M2 conversation. It's why I bet with English a month ago that Bitcoin's going to be over 104,000 in the end of May. It's not a sell in May and walk away that we're heading into. It's not. It's not. We've got M2 as our leading indicator. And then right after that, guys, right after that, we got the stables and Genius Acts. If those pass this summer, man. And so I think we'll have speculation on these token prices heading into that. And I think the talk from our policymakers about the stable and Genius Act is going to be happening between now and May. I think there's things going to fuel this run to be more than some people think it is. Bitcoin at cycle high, alt season's near, very near. Oh, I hope so, boss. I do. But that goes back to the M2 versus liquidity conversation. And without liquidity, alt season apparently doesn't happen. I'm just parroting what guys are saying. Yes, Turbo dumped the Zora airdrop apps. Well, again, I got to make money somehow, some way. I might, if I get a Zora token drop, I might do that as a giveaway, like in Discord or something too, right? I don't care. I'm not if it's a good amount, we'll do both. We'll split it. Monetizing a person's effort and work over the asset. Value will be what you make it based on your vibe or with the ecosystem. Agreed. Base feels like it's trying too hard to get community, but it just isn't happening. Right, because it's like dorks and boomers, and it's not like edgy dorks. It's a guy who apologizes for using the word pimping. Right. I like Jesse. None of this is like shitting on Jesse. I think he's fucking awesome. I don't think he should apologize for tweeting out that basis for pimping, token. Come on. Like it's fine. Like, please have some fun. Please have some edge. Otherwise, you're not going to get the community. Although Base is playing the long game. Base is playing the game of they're waiting for, look, Stables Act, all that stuff ties into Base's plan. They're waiting for like the suits and ties. They're waiting for those guys to come in. That's what they're doing, and it makes sense. Oh, bullish. I like when we're on the same page, dude, to be honest. That's awesome. I love that. In 2017, which this is maybe mirroring, right? May was the breakout month. Yeah. The setup is there. Can't bet on anything, although I did, right? Again, I bet. I put a money bet on Bitcoin being up May, June. It might be stupid again with tariffs, with the tariffs and the trade war and all this. You can't, who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody. Bro, we're back. It's good to see you, Bang. We are back. And this is probably going to last for a couple of months. M2 is looking spicy, guys. This should go on for a couple months. And then after M2 stabilizes or goes down, I don't know which, we have the, again, policy that drives this. We've got a really exciting couple months coming up. And then still the best part is the second half of the year. And I still believe 2026, not a bear market. I think it's actually quite the opposite. I think we got a really, really fun, honestly, year or two ahead. I really think so. We'll see with Zora tomorrow. Look, they got some volume. I dig it. Not a lot, though. It's already pulled back a lot. But just in the end, man, I think it's forced. I think there's no fundamental look to, like crypto, like most tokens. There's no fundamentals to it. There's nothing that justifies their valuation. Zora at 600 mil. Yeah, all it does is scream to me that Coinbase needed to make some money back from their investment. I don't blame them for it. I don't hate them for it. But let's just be real about it. Let's be honest, and let's I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. Again, tokenize everything. Do it. I love that. But I think it's the wrong idea to do it as a meme coin. That simple. A meme coin in your ecosystem, great. Some collectibles that represent the show. Again, final thought. Instead, we mint every episode, and there's 3 NFTs or 1 NFT or 10, and if whatever the number is, you find something that makes it worth having and collectible, and you still tie the whitelist to it. You have to have an NFT to enter the raffle for a hot whitelist, right? So maybe you mint 2 NFTs for each show. So on any given week, there's only 10 people that have the NFT. Maybe we get a whitelist to the hottest mint out there that, you're going to flip for a couple $1,000. Like, those happen. All of a sudden, those 10 NFTs for the shot at a whitelist, maybe even top holders guaranteed a whitelist. All of a sudden, those NFTs have some value. All the while, the content creator got almost all the money up for them, right? Like, I'm sorry, NFTs make so much more sense than a fungible token. It's probably very smart, bullish. Probably very, very smart. And I know you're a smart trader, so I know you adjust that if there's things that change out there. But otherwise, that sounds smart. Market peak last cycle in October, right? Or November. And then NFT season follows it, man. I'm sorry. I think it plays out that way. And I've consistently said I do not think we hit the peak NFT market till next year. Like, we didn't peak. Crypto peaked. Bitcoin peaked October or November 2021. I think it was October. Right? Last cycle, that was the all-time high. NFTs didn't peak till like February, March 2022. I think we see the same thing here with NFTs next year, and I can't wait. We got some really, really fun stuff ahead, guys. We really do. Let's get up to Pudgy Penguins. Some updates there. Luca talking about the future for Pudgy Penguins. Actually, all of it. Igloo Inc., Pudgy Penguins, Pengu, Abstract, all of it. Where does he see it? Is it in the next 5 years? I bet on a guy like this who's got this kind of fucking the balls, and he's got like the vision. I think he'll pull it off. I do. I'm like all in on Luca Nets. I think he's going to pull this off. Here's what Luca says, where he sees his ecosystem within 5 years.
In the next 5 years, the Igloo will be a multi-billion-dollar company. We will be the #1 NFT project. We would have beaten the Punk. We will have a coin in Pengu that's north of $10 billion. We would have launched Abstract to be a top 5 blockchain in the world. I will have turned Pudgy Penguins into a global IP, the likes of which of like a Hello Kitty. And I will have cemented myself on the Mount Rushmore of crypto.
I like it. Again, big balls. All of it realistic too. I think he's right about Abstract. I think he's got a chance with the Pudgy Penguins play, like that global IP like Hello Kitty. He's got a great chance at that. He does. He really, really does. My kids like Pudgy Penguins. In 5 years, my daughter will be fucking 19. My youngest will be 18. Like, they'll be here in 5 years. And they like Pudgy Penguins. That's going to be really, really interesting. I like this comment, bullish. Bullish on founders who launch a brand, builds and focuses on community, don't bail during tough times. This guy. I'm with him. I think Pengu's going to be a $10 billion token. Yep. Pudgy's flipping CryptoPunks. I'll tell you what, man, there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. That is not impossible. And I've always said I think something can flip punks. It doesn't change the special, what makes punks special. It doesn't change their importance, but absolutely there can be a collection that flips punks. Like, this is out there. This is a wild comment, but there's a crazy scenario where for a small period of time, like, Milady's flip punks. Crazy. It's almost definitely not going to happen, but it's possible. And I do think Milady's can and actually might flip Bored Apes, right? Like, it's possible. There will be a next CryptoPunk, something that is elite, that will play leapfrog with punks. It could be Pudgy Penguins. Yeah, Pudgy's, there's no ceiling on them right now. And especially because I think Igloo Inc. is going to be owned by Pudgy holders. That's the wild card, I think, that Luke is going to pull off. I believe it. Yeah, I know that one's out there. Pudgy Penguins in Dubai for token 2049. That's right now, right? Isn't that like now? Like today-ish? I think it is. By the way, just so we actually get that visual, there's Bitcoin over 90K. Man, looking nice. All right, what's blowing up my browser? What did I click on? Shout out to Clanosaurus, who won a Webby award for best trailer. I don't think we'll play it now, but those guys got some big old potential. I always keep my eye on Clanosaurus. We'll see when like price kind of catches up. You know what? I was going to say to hype, but there is no hype. But I don't think they've released much. Like, we've got some like plushies and we got some of the content, but I don't think they've actually shown their full hand yet. So I think those guys got a lot coming here. Yuga Labs officially now have shadowed all their assets. Bored Apes, Mutants, Codas, Bored Ape Kennel Clubs. You now have a shadow for each of them. It's a copy NFT, a soulbound digital twin, they call it, that lives on Ape Chain. So you keep your NFT on Ethereum, but you have your shadow NFT that lives on, I think other chains too, but on Ape Chain, which is cool. It just gives you flexibility to do stuff with it without having to move your asset around, your main asset, which is very cool. OpenSea added wallet switching live into OS2, which is nice. Nice quality of life thing. Oh, that's super handy. Yeah, just the single click and, connect your wallets, but then a single click to switch between them. Yeah, I like it. OpenSea is doing some good stuff. They are. As much as I have some other, some not as good thoughts about them, I see them working. I recognize the game. They're doing their thing. They're building. And then let's hit Good Vibes Club because, man, they've been cooking. Absolutely cooking. So we'll round it off with those guys. What is killing my browser right now, though? Hang on. Maybe it's Zora. Let me kill some tabs here. Okay, feels a little better, I think. Here we go. GVC, Good Vibes Club. Guys, 3 days ago, we're at let's say 4 to be safe, but let's say 3 to 4 days ago, we're at a 0.25 floor. In the past week, up over 113%. They're cooking. Well, what OpenSea's doing, you're totally right. They get the OG respect. And good morning. It's good to see you, man. The fact that OpenSea is bringing on some quality people kind of changes things. They like actually hiring some really, really good guys out there. So it actually makes me optimistic that they actually are not the same company anymore. And I also wonder, I think Clementi had tweeted out, like, recognizing OpenSea stepping up the building, like they've built more in the past month or two than they have in like 3 years. Totally right. I wonder if the SEC investigation into OpenSea really like handcuffed him. Like with Kongs, it did. We know that for sure. Kongs couldn't do shit when they were under investigation. And OpenSea might have been under the same, like had the same challenge there. They might have. It would make sense. Okay. Good Vibes Club. Couple things we got to point out. So floor doubling in like 4 days. Average sale price for a period yesterday. Man. Average sale price was over 0.6. And it was sitting there while the floor was like in the 0.4 range. People are shopping well above the floor. If you check activity, it's not floors you're seeing moving all day. It's a 1 ETH sale. It's a 0.62 ETH sale, 0.64 ETH sale, and on and on and on and on. We're seeing stuff selling for multiple ETH. Here's a 1 ETH sale 6 hours ago, 1.35, 0.92. There was a couple that went from multiple. We saw, here's the plant guy, 9 hours ago, 2.1, 1.25. There's a mint green hoodie that sold for 3 ETH. Might have even been 4. But the point there is different. This is not people trading. This is not people just trading. We'll say that. It's people collecting. It's all those guys. We talked about it yesterday. It's a lot of guys that have they've got a lot. They're holding a lot, but they're not selling yet. All people are doing is just collecting more and more and more because everybody feels really sure as you can be with this stuff. Everybody feels really sure that this is going much higher. And I'm one of those people. I think it's going much higher. A 2x from here, sure. It's only get to 0.7 or so. It's super possible. But, the experience now and like my instinct in it, and this is more the vibes, like being in the Discord, knowing some of the people there now, knowing the kind of traders, knowing what the team is doing. In fact, not even full out outright knowing, but knowing that they are building something that they're not announcing yet. All these things, and it all adds up to me to something that, let's just say the price is more on par with the top NFTs. I can't say Pudgy Penguin's Bored Ape level, not that. But, there's still that next level, like elite, like Doodles and Lil Pudgies and Zuki and all. They are going to enter that class, and I think they're going to do it here. I think they're going to do that here in the short term. And the short term is, a few months. But definitely when the NFT cycle happens, then. And so I did sell one this weekend, and I think I timed it very well. Sold that pink beard one I have, which I fucking love. I miss him. But I sold that guy for 1.1 with the plan to go buy back another, a cheaper one, and have a little ETH on the side, but also still have 4 of the good vibes. And I think I think I nailed it. I love it. Yeah, and here's my new guy. I love him. Let's see if I might like this comment. Crazy how basic art is going for way higher than what real artists are creating. Shit that looks like it took real time and effort to create. It's always been true. Always, yeah, it's true. There's so much value that just comes from hype too. For sure, man. Marketing is like, with anything, especially in this space, marketing is worth more than, the product itself. The time you put in the product, it matters, but marketing matters more. You should put your entire budget to marketing, because then the price follows that. It's a sad thing, but PFP is always relevant because the community is showing off their allegiance. Dude, yeah, you're totally right. The value of an NFT collection, it is the community, it is the whitelists. It's that simple. The access pass that we always looked at as like a bonus feature, of an NFT, it's the main value of an NFT. It's the community, it's the contacts, the connections, and it is the whitelist that it gets you access to. Absolutely. So you're totally right. And I look at it like this: in games, there's gaming clans that span, years or decades, right? And I think you'll see NFTs. This is kind of a new thing. It's not new again out in, the gaming community. You've got these clans or communities that are just together forever. And very much the same here. These are just like, we're all we're playing the crypto game, but this is my team. Right? And so like, we've just gamified markets and trading and crypto. And these are our clan banners. And then there's that these will be in games, we hope, one day. There's so many cool things about it. I mean, everything that I loved about NFTs years ago still applies today. The use case for NFTs that we were like dreaming of years ago, I still think is the primary use case today. It's the gaming assets, the community, the access, again, all the things we just said. I don't think we haven't cracked the code. I think that what we thought NFTs could be still works. I think we were just very early. Very early. Man, people are wanting hoodies. Like, I noticed I had a 0.27, or excuse me, 2.7 offer on this. Guys are really coming after hoodies now because I think their floor is like 4 ETH. Like people are really sensing that these might get away really quick. I think they're good at this, where they're at now, like price-wise, this level. I think they're a fine play. Still think they can pull back, but I did get a little spooked yesterday after seeing how quick that floor was coming up. So I still recommend keeping your eye on the collection. Doesn't mean buy one, but I recommend keeping an eye because they're going to be one of the most relevant collections out of the cycle. And I think they got the potential to, be in those, that top tier, one of those core NFT collections. Great stuff here. Great stuff here. Man, okay. Guys, this afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we have our, afternoon AI show. It's called The Swarm Report. We'll be streaming that right here, Crypto Slam, over on YouTube, on the Swarm account over on X. Yeah. So make sure you're subscribed over here to Crypto Slam on YouTube. Again, follow us on X, Crypto Slam IO, SlamAI_XYZ, and the Swarm _AI. Boy, oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days. A lot to do. Can't wait to do it. But also can't wait to see you guys in a few hours on the Swarm Report. Thank you guys for hanging. It was a fun one. Always great when Bitcoin makes a move while we're live too. So Bitcoin over 90K. Let's see how high we can get today. We want it. I want it now. I want it. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. We'll see you later on. We'll see you. Peace.